CTV Calgary, local breaking news.
Good afternoon. Alberta's premier has been warning for weeks. Today's budget will be a difficult one. The province is expected to post a multi-billion-dollar deficit, while plunging resource revenue and a growing population are big reasons for a tough budget. Critics are calling out some questionable costs, too. Jordan Canigan reports.
Thursday's Alberta budget won't be pretty.
We've had successive governments make certain decisions that put us in a position where we've got quite a large reliance on resource revenues. It was a choice that was made because we wanted to keep our tax environment low.
But Smith's government made its own spending choices too. The Premier's office budget jumped $4.8 million last year, and $280,000 was spent on new carpet. $70 million was sunk on children's pain medication, and then more than $700,000 was the cost to destroy the unwanted expiring leftovers. Coal settlements have totaled $238 million so far, with two more likely to come still. $163 million in payouts to parents during the teacher strike will climb as well, and $37,000 was spent on new tableware in the government house.
There is a lack of prioritization of wants versus needs, and they have it mixed up.
Now, the province says the spending is all needed, but it all adds up. Expenses this year are projected to climb to $79 billion, about $10 billion higher than spending under the NDP government a decade ago, even when adjusted for inflation.
They have wasted hundreds of millions, if not billions, of Albertans' dollars on their vanity projects or to line the pockets of their friends, and that's not delivering for Albertans.
While expenses are up overall, per capita spending has decreased under the United Conservatives. Adjusted to inflation and population growth, Rachel Notley's first budget spent about $700 more per person than the last Smith budget.
As ministers, we've been asked to look at our departments, look at our spending to ensure that we are maximizing the benefits of the money that we do spend.
Revenue that has fallen with oil prices lowered, while spending has jumped.
The province of Alberta chose to increase spending, especially in budget 2022 and 2023, largely because royalty revenues were high. We spent a windfall. That was a choice we made. It wasn't something that was imposed on us.
Jordan Cadigan, CTV News, Edmonton.
And the province says it will be looking at guidelines for some public libraries that carry books previously banned from schools. The Premier says more details will be shared shortly, but the guidelines will be made for public libraries that are attached to schools in the province. Danielle Smith says the guidelines will focus on making the books accessible for older students but unavailable for younger children. The province has ordered all books with images or pictures of sexual acts be removed from school libraries. A new report shows child poverty is on the rise in Canada for the third straight year. The report card from advocacy group Campaign 2000 shows 30,000 more children fell below the poverty line last year. Nearly 1 in 6 children in Alberta live in poverty. Marginalized groups are being hit hardest, especially in Nunavut, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba. The report shows an erosion of gains made after the introduction of the Canada Child Benefit in 2016. The benefit's impact has weakened in the face of rising housing and food costs, with serious outcomes.
We know that even a short duration of poverty for children leads to longer-term negative effects in all areas of their lives. If we continue down that path, we are not going to build a society that is strong enough, robust enough, connected enough to withstand the major challenges we're facing in Canada and across the globe.
The report reinforces that poverty is not inevitable and can be reduced when governments invest in solutions. RCMP say human remains discovered in a burned-out vehicle southwest of Calgary earlier this month are that of a 24-year-old Calgary man. The Mounties confirmed the man's death is suspicious. On February 4th, firefighters responded to a grass fire near the Bayou Ranch historic site. Once they extinguished the fire, they found the vehicle with human remains inside. Now, police are appealing for any dash cam footage from the night of February 4th near the intersection of Highways 22 and 540. Specifically, they're looking for a 2022 Dodge Ram pickup truck with a tonneau cover. 2 men are charged after a series of thefts of cash registers at restaurants across Calgary. Police say the thefts happened on February 18th. They say the suspects went into Boyd's Lobster Shop, One Love Caribbean Restaurant, Oakberry Acai Bowls and Smoothies, and Villages Pizza, grabbed the cash register and fled in a 2003 GMC Sierra. 36-year-old Michael Christopher Begg from Lethbridge and 43-year-old Matthew James Kelly of Calgary face several charges. The Southern Alberta Group is shining a light on its work with horses to provide therapy for people. Bow Valley Equine Adaptive hosts a variety of programs for developmentally and physically challenged clients. It also works with people facing addiction and emotional issues. This weekend it's screening a documentary called Rescued Hearts. The film is meant to educate viewers about equine therapy and raise money for its programs.
Yeah, Alberta's full of horses, right? We have so many, and we do have quite a few great programs within a couple hundred kilometers. And yeah, it was pretty neat to see that, yeah, it's happening in Australia, it's all over the States.
The documentary will screen in Canmore on Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We'll have more on the top stories coming up on CTV News at 5 and 6 or anytime online at ctvnewscalgary.ca.